Well, happy Thursday, everyone, and happy birthday to me. There we go. I'm going to, you may have noticed that I've started this challenge called the Family Story Challenge. And the challenge that we all have is that our loved ones and friends and family uh, aren't going to live forever. And sometimes we lose the chance to capture their stories and share the stories. So this challenge is all about is capturing the stories of your loved ones and preserving them and sharing them while we still can. So um, this today is talking about planning. So I have a couple of questions for you. And for one, the first thing is, um, where are you tuning in from? Like where are you at in the world? And the other thing is, have you thought about creating a story or capturing the stories of your parents or your aunts, uncles, your siblings? And I'm going to talk about a few things here. I think, in my experience of doing story productions, many of them, all of them, have been unique in one way or another. And actually, a surprising number of people we've done video stories and interviews with are no longer with us. So this whole idea of capturing stories while you still can is pretty dear to my heart, really. And what I'm asking you to consider is who do you want to who do you want to start with, really? Like, your family story challenge could be either your parents or yourself, even, or other member of family who has an interesting story, interesting life. And it could be your whole family. Maybe you want to start with each member, your immediate family, like your siblings and your parents, grandparents, your children. Start one way or another, and I'm going to encourage you to consider that. But the first thing is, who do you want to start with? And that could be, I guess, you might look at who has less time left to tell their story than others. That's often a grandparent or a parent. So that's a good place to start. And what stories do you want to tell? And one of the things that I often ask to consider to clarify this is, um, what do you want to present at somebody's celebration of life or their memorial? That would be a consideration for who you choose to start with, and how you present it. So, that the idea would be to capture things and to present. And it doesn't have to be a memorial. It could be a family reunion. It could be an anniversary. It could be a birthday, graduation. So the easiest production to do is to put together a collection of photos and videos and things, and to present. So at a celebration of life, maybe that's a summary of somebody's life, all of their accomplishments. I've done one with for my son's wedding in Cape Breton in Nova Scotia, is we put all of Andrea's family members and all of my son's family members together, and their photos from the time they were born to present day. And I played that in an aunt's living room between the wedding and the reception, and everybody sat there and just marveled at the photos of people, like their cousins and aunts and uncles that they hadn't seen. And they got to, and one of the reasons we did this is we got to learn about each other's families. So when we met, we knew a little bit about the other people. So you can do this with your family, and it's not just a simple thing. I'm going to ask you to consider, and over the weeks, I'm going to be teaching how to start capturing and assembling all the information for these story productions, and you can spin in a number of different ways. One of the things, if you're thinking about, you want to do either of in-depth dive into somebody's life, like a memoir of a family member, maybe a book, because you plan to do a book with a number of chapters. And also, if you want to do a series of stories about all of your family, also a book could be a good way of thinking about it. With one chapter for every family member, and and it can be short or long. The other thing is, I offer to create a family website. I've done that for some other story productions before, and that could be a good way over time. Is you just add a story about somebody, description, maybe some interviews, things, all that kind of thing. That also that I'm going to, like tomorrow, I'm going to talk a bit about how you collect the things that you already have, and then after that, I'm going to talk about how you do interviews, uh, take photos of new things, take videos of your loved ones, even a phone. All you need is on your cell phone, and record conversations. And there are lots of tools available to transcribe, and I can help you with all of that stuff. That's what's going to be in this part of this family story challenge. I want to give you all of the considerations and the strategies for you to do it yourself, and I'm available to help you. So so if that's something you want to do, to consider. But the first of all is, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with yourself even, or a parent, a sibling? Where do you want to start? And then tomorrow, I'm going to talk about how to start organizing and collecting and putting that material together. And then later on, we'll put it together, assemble it into one or more story productions. Actually, I think you could probably be doing these things regularly for a long time, which is, if you go to the article associated with this broadcast, I talked about a family magazine, which is just a way every month you could feature one family member and share what they're up to, maybe a funny story about them. I I kind of lean towards, my inclination is not so much into ancestry and sort of memoir per se. I kind of like the funny stories, and many of you probably know, you've been at family gatherings, and some your cousin or your brother or somebody said something about something absolutely ridiculous they did, and it's just really funny. So I lean towards amusing and funny stories. Keep things light. But anyway, it's up to you what you want to, how you want to go through. Some people really like all the a deep dive into biography, into ancestry, all those kinds of things, or a combination of, really good ideas and, enough factual background, but a lot of just funny personal things about what people have done. um, Sometimes you don't know what your parents have done. They might not tell you unless you ask, and you might be a bit surprised and shocked about what they've done. But it's always entertaining. Anyway, I've got, if you're interested in getting emails about this challenge, and I have a book I'm going to just sort of share here. Um, it's called The Four Steps for Publishing Family Stories. This is really quite short. It's meant to be just an introductory thing, and in a flip book format, and also downloadable PDF that you can print, whatever you like. I'm just going to say, if you were to consider a family magazine, I would I would I would distribute it in a flip book format like this. Um, it's just it's easy to do, and you can send it out email once a month. Anyway, I can help you with all of that. All of these things are many of the tools that you need are free or inexpensive, and I can help you with a lot of these things for a reasonable rate too, if you're interested. And yeah, so just going to say, just going to give you let's go to this page here. Yeah, share this page here. So this, if you this is at there's a link in the chat to this. Is Shared Visions Publishing / Family Stories, and you can, or Story Challenge. You can check in the link. There's a place there to sign up for the mailing list and download the book. And there's both the PDF to download it, and also a link to the flip book version. And eventually I'm going to add, I have a publishing toolkit, a golden publishing toolkit that has information about other programs, the golden publishing sales machine and other writing tips and other things. But I'm going to add the training material related to this family story challenge in there over time. And that'll be coming soon, maybe available as early as tomorrow. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say for today. And just, think about, where do you want to start? Whose story do you want to start with? And we'll go from there. But sign up and join the challenge. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can tag along and do it with me as you're going, or just consider for the future. Anyway, thank you very much, and talk to you soon.